So this is what was left in the box, other than the book. Um, they appear to be spacers to extend the buttstock a bit, and some sort of choke option thingy. Okay, so nothing fancy. Yeah, I threw the old FD Holosun 510C, which, it's weird. I was looking up what dudes are doing for optics, and one guy was like, surprisingly enough, this little 510 has the correct reticle that you can guesstimate a 15-yard spread for buckshot. I don't know what that means, because I don't know shit about fuck. But I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, that's right. I have one of those on something. It was the cheap PCC I still had. I don't know what we're doing for an optic on this yet. I think a mailbox dot would make the most sense. Something enclosed, a little more durable. There's the Holosun Ames, which I used to love. I had one of those a while back. I sold it a long time ago. It was on this guy here. So I don't know yet. I figure we can run this for now. We'll zero it. It's something. I think I want something. Oh, Larry, I put the Citizen in the windowsill for a couple days, and it came back to life, dude. Now, is it still gonna keep time? I was having an issue with it where it was like losing 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. You need an engineering degree to figure out how to change the time on this fucking thing. My cousin and I were gifted these from my uncle years ago when him and his wife went on a trip down to the Cayman Islands, and he bought a bunch of fancy watches, and my cousin and I received these as gifts, and it'll always be meaningful to me. The retail on it at the time was maybe $800 to $1,000, so then snazzy gift. It's a nice watch. It's the only watch I've got. But I haven't worn it in like 2 years because it died. Now, it's not just the lack of sunlight and power. It kept losing time, so... Anyway, back to the 1301. I'm leaning towards like an Ames or an Acro P2 maybe, or my old favorite there, Mr. Steiner. You know what? Technically, we have a Steiner that we could pull off the cack upper that's currently set up in a offset roll that's yet to be even zeroed. So we could steal that from there for the time being. The only issue is that all of these require custom mounts, and the average price for the GG&Gs or the Reptilias, they're around $125. So you want to be damn sure you're buying the right mount for the optic you're going to run. You don't want to keep dropping $125 for every optic, right? The flip side of that is I could do a Holosun 507C X2, which does come, I believe, still with a pick mount. That's not enclosed, but it's a solid little dot. I don't know. Just thinking that over. We're going to get out and shoot it. We're not going to just focus on... I'm already looking at those fucking chisel machining stock options. They have a folding one, but you got to SBR it because it's only a fucking 18.5. So I'm like, dude, I'm done with the tax stamps for a while. Dude, take a break from all the tax stamp shit. It just doesn't go my way. Every time I file something, it just, through Fallujah Top Gun, it doesn't get done right because, shit, I don't know. I guess their system or their people don't like me or something because something always goes wrong. Sexy gat, though. Definitely going to get out and shoot it. Stoked about the shotgun, man. I've wanted one of these for a while. We're going to go shoot the fuck out of it. I am already looking at the chisel machining thing as an option because it comes with its own built-in RMR adapter way back here. And that's anything with an RMR footprint. I could run a Holosun 509T FDE on the back of that bad boy, solid dot. We could run a Trijicon RCR. That would be kind of cool. And that's like $350 for the non-folding one. The folding one I think was $500, but you got to also submit a stamp for two, so I'm not paying $700 just so it goes like this to fold it. So But very cool. Really stoked about this one. Been wanting. This is definitely. I wouldn't call it a grail gun because grail guns are really expensive, hard to find, rare guns. Really, but definitely a bucket list gun for sure. After all these years, I've really wanted one. Stoked. We just gotta land on a final. The other thing is, there's no with the stock setup. There's no option to run a sling. There's a front portion, but obviously there's nothing in the rear. So what do? You run a single point? It's all new to me, man. So, and the only thing that came with it are some spacers. I don't see like maybe there's like a. Nah, it's just plastic spacers. And the choke, I gotta figure out what that choke does. I didn't think it came with any chokes. Yeah, so that's about it. All right, cool. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. We got a new contender. I forgot about Mr. 512C over there on the LMT MRP 11.5. Had to give him a shot. Better, enclosed. 512 is a solid little, well, not little, it's a big dot. Dual reticle. It'll take a beating for sure. It looks much better, right? Aesthetics matter. So we'll run him temporarily, but I was shooting the shit with Larry just now, and he's like, you know what, dude, that looks like it'd probably be a solid winner, but you're gonna want something smaller so you can co-witness. So he's right. So for now, until I figure it out, I'm gonna have to order. I have to decide what the final dot's gonna be. Is it gonna be the Steiner? Are we gonna get an Ames? Are we gonna? I'm not gonna get a P2. It's basically Steiner or Ames. Because I want an enclosed dot. Alternatively, I guess we could do a Holosun 509T or an EPS. And all those require different mounts. So I need to make a decision. I don't want to be too rash about it because the mounts are not cheap for these things. But $125 seems to be the average for a dedicated mount. But for first shots, that'll do. We'll get it quickly zeroed and just have some fun with it. But yeah, that's where we are. Leaning towards a Steiner MPS though. I do like that dot. I like my dual reticles though, so I'm kind of on the fence. And an Ames wouldn't suck. It's a tough little dot. So we'll have to see. To be continued, but have a good evening, boys. I'm not drinking because I'm still getting over being sick, so probably the last video you're going to see tonight. Oh, he doesn't like staying up. He doesn't have any weight underneath him like a mag. Here we go. All right, 512C. He's the current choice for the next 5 minutes until I change my mind again. Cool. Peace. Bye.
And then